Once again, much life, much peace to all out there hearing this, receiving these messages. Keep 'em bright on the lifestyle of universal withinness, with oneness. Impromptu regulation from Sunray once again. Hope you're all feeling bright, feeling peace. What I thought I'd do is just start off here. We got open panel if anybody wants to come up step, but I would do a little bit of a um what you say introduction. So I'd like to give all before I start give acknowledgement to all original custodians of this land and the current people, and to any Indigenous and Torres Strait Islander viewers who might be watching this. Uh, there will be pictures of people who may have passed away. Now, as I'm saying that, all blessings. So hopefully this is on par. Now we should be seeing ROTTNEST Island, black prison to white playground. Just make sure that it's all well. Here we go. So I think that should be working. From the ABC News slide, basically this is 17th century Australia document written in 2016. So yeah, as I said, ROTTNEST Island, black prison to white playground. Today's ROTTNEST Island off Fremantle is a popular spot, but few realise the land's dark past as a prison for Indigenous men. So I'll start here. Glenn Stasuk, a lecturer and Indigenous researcher at Murdoch University, was a teenager when he first went camping with his mates on ROTTNEST Island, Wagenup, in the 1980s. He went skin diving and became inexplicably sick and had to be airlifted back to the mainland. He went back a year later and again became very sick. His mum told him that it was probably about time he went and spoke to the Noongar Nana. That is just another Noongar is a basically the traditional tribe name for people of the upper western region of the Australian continent. It's where she said it's where it's magent. It's a sick place. Stasuk had camped at Tentland for years and years. Tentland was the camping area on ROTTNEST, the place where families and teenagers pitched their tents, had a few drinks, and threw some sausages on the barbie. What campers didn't know was that they were sleeping on the unmarked graves of at least 373 Aboriginal men. It's the largest deaths in custody site in Australia and the largest known burial grounds of Aboriginal people. The first boat arrived at Wagenup in July 1838 with 6 prisoners on board. There was no prison yet. The prisoners would have to quarry the stone and build it. They slept in a large coastal cave. For the first few months, prisoners gardened and cleared the bush and were allowed to hunt for food in the afternoons. But conditions deteriorated when Henry Vincent began his long reign as superintendent. The mining of limestone and building of the prison began. Vincent was loose with his use of the cat of nine tails. Prisoners were worked ruthlessly in the heat, inadequately clothed and chained together at night. Henry Vincent was barbaric. He would beat prisoners, kick them, says Dr. Stasuik, the author and director of ROTTNEST Island, as a black prison and white playground. There's evidence he got clips and ripped a prisoner's beard clean out. Another time he beat a prisoner to death with a set of keys. Now this is to show you the lengths and accepted methods of the authority of the colonial Australian British settlement of the time in the 1870s. I mean, sorry, in the 17th century, during the 1800s. This is about the period of 1830s to 1880s. So, where he would hang prisoners. This is another form of what this great man, this man Vincent, and his atrocities that he caused. He would hang prisoners sentenced to death in front of lawmen who were about to return to the mainland as a warning to the community that if they break the law, this is what could happen to you. He had no problem with shooting prisoners if they did not go where they were told. He chained them up at night with a long pole system. It was hell on earth. Vincent still has a cottage and a street named after him, and has plaques in his honor. This is quite disgusting. Prisoners died, in my opinion, under his watch, and he's commemorated, but these Aboriginal prisoners aren't, Dr. Stasuik says. While conditions became more grim at the ROTTNEST Island prison, the same was true for the Aboriginal people back on the mainland. As the colonial frontier spread further north and east from Perth through WA, Western Australia, more and more Aboriginal men and boys were being sent to Wodgina. So this is the place, which was a black prison. Now, this is basically the next photo I will show will be of the people who are deceased, so warning to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander viewers. But here we have the terrible scene. Now, this is Australia in the 17th century. ROTTNEST Island. If you were to look up this place now on a basic, Google it up, you'll find it's a major tourist attraction. White sand and blue water. Come and visit it. But see the history behind this place. See how many men we have chained together to do labor, forced labor, of any kind, food, as was reported, very, very inadequately clothed, inadequately fed. You can just have a quick count here, just of this quick picture. Which all we know that all media is basically, all pictures and things of sorts are positioned, and everything is put there in place for a certain specific reason. So we've got 3, 9, 6, 9, 10. So there's probably up to a good 120 people here, just within this, 150. prisoners. Crimes to do what? Now, I mean, if we could you could take a closer look at these people, also to see the connection, the truths that have been lost. I think, of that, people are so ignorant, not ignorant, but just not, they're unaware of circumstances that have taken place around the world. Now, these men could be, not to say that these are Indigenous Australian men, but like could be considered from many parts of the world, islanders, mainland Africans, South Sea Islanders. So, you know, uh, even South Indian, Dravidian type Tamil people, they've got that jet, blue, black, jet black skin. So anyway, to get off that fact, I'll come and check back onto where I'm at. Be up here. So, where's G? Where's G? If you guys want to, we got Canada Dummy, my Canadian friend, and the main G, Sir Drop in the house. Hopefully you are here, and another friend of mine. I'll just go check it out. If you guys want to jump up, be more than happy. I mean, be more than welcome. Just like click the link and drop if you got time, or unless you're at work. Maybe you're at work, bro. That's why you can't come up. But yeah. So I'm not sure if that worked. Hopefully that did come through. I wasn't able to check. No, I didn't check. So yeah, if those pictures were coming through, please hit 1. If they didn't, press 2. But yeah, glad. Thanks for everyone for coming through anyway. It was just a little brief thing I thought I'd put together. It was kind of shocking to see, but not surprising at all. Like the history that has taken place all over the world, not just here. All the colonial places have just atrocious moments behind them, which are glorified and commemorated through days which are public holidays. So annually, we never forget these things. They're just drilled into our brain. So, I feel that is a simple case. We are commemorating, and that was mentioned in the little piece that I had. The fact that that doctor who wrote it was talking about the man Vincent, that he's commemorated for all his actions of imprisoning these people. It's quite terrible. I mean, in my eyes, if anybody disagrees with it, then come post it up in the chat or do anything. But it's definitely something. Well, it's definitely disgusting. But yeah, I'm not sure where I'm at, so I'm just checking up. Obviously, we just missed someone leaving up. If you'll do enter, please hit the like, sub, share, comment, hit the link, because a certain panel can just have your voice heard, or if you're cool to listen, just listen. That's fine. So all you know is about peace. I haven't even started building up, man, but at least I acknowledged the original custodians before I started reading, which was one good thing. But always should start my streams with the acknowledgement of the ancestors, and especially mine, is the past lineages of my great grandparents and further on that have, blessed us to be. Now that goes for you as well, so here we got Peace to Rom Man, Canada Dummy, Uh, Ty Hessery, young man, great rising to you, my brother. Or sister, back to you, whichever way. Slim Duncan, man, thanks for dropping in. Drop once again was G. I saw your last post, man. It was decent. That's what made me want to come up live once again. You know, I get inspired. I see drops late night. Well, for me, it's late night. It's like nearly midnight right now, 5 to midnight. I see his drops and I want to, I just get inspired to come online and kick some, spill some knowledge and stuff. Getting better and better, but uh, that's all right. Hopefully, the internet gets a bit better. But yeah, one thing, if you did the pictures work, like did I? Oh, big up to the man Huey P. He has arrived. I'll drop the link for him. He wants to jump up. Graham Rising to my brother all day. Actually, I was just sparked now. I rolled up some in preparation, but I did my reading about 17th century, so we'll get into that. But let's bless this spot. Where we're at, we're nearly midnight, so it's all about peace, man. In my eyes, bro. But at the same time, mate, you gotta fuck the fuck shit, man. You gotta put it down. Hmm? Teach it a lesson so it doesn't come back and don't fuck around. That's all that's got to be done. That's all that's got to be done in one. And that's it. You know, and you just keep maintaining it because we see what it's like. It's a just continuance of fuckery. Like we might call it fuckery, but these are the people who grew up beyond before Generation X. I'd say I was like at the tip of the cusp of it. Like I was born as that Gen X was fading out, so I'd be the one just after that. But then now people like millennials who were born in a complete digital age who grew up, uh, past the year 2000 and are now 18 and can drink in this country, and all they've seen is iPad and Little Wayne. Not like, see, because I'm all about hip hop, right? So they never saw Run DMC, Public Enemy. I was about to say Tupac, B.I.G. and things like that, and that's maybe what fascinated and made things get bigger. But even now you see that just made me think of the fuck shit of like this thing with Flavor Flav that's going on. You got they're saying Flav's go sued the Public Enemy Radio because he's going on a political um he did a show with that fella. I don't even know what his man. I can't see. I don't listen to the politics or whatnot. It wasn't everybody in America obviously knows who I'm talking about. Bernie Sanders, all right, Bernie Sanders. Give me a minute. It's so I mean, so like people who are millennial, they would not even understand the message of Public Enemy, man. Fight the power, don't believe the hype. Takes a nation of a million. This was what my sister grew up on, like she would say, I was lucky enough to see all this. Run DMC, Mary, we had vinyl. Plants in here, man. That's cool. We're gonna let him up in a sec. If Huey and Drop, bro, if you guys aren't, if you got the time or if you have work, that's all right. I mean, just let us know. But would be awesome to have you up here, man. And yeah, once again, all the people who just like on the way in, you can hit the like. Oh, Plant's gone. Come back, bro, if you want. But all good. But that, I'm just blazing up all the people out there. I'm just, no, like it's a cigarette that's formed from ancient traditions here on the lands of Kush and Kemet. Which you might find lands of spirituality and divinity, which is impregnated within the mindset of yours. But yes, obviously, if and the newcomers that come through, if you go, could if you have time, recheck the beginning of this. This was the first effort that I put on to did a bit of a lecture stream. I don't know if it worked. I try to share the screen and have a few sprint slides and talk about it. It was the 17th century Australia, ROTTNEST Island, discussing history. But I bring on my guest or my brother Planet from Canada and hear what he's got to say. Grand Rising to you, my brother. Grand Rising. You got any smoke over there? Bring it on. But he said his connection's playing up a little bit, but it's all good. All right. Peace out. Peace out to Belgium. Got my in the house. I've known cycles of Chris bodies in the land. Appreciate that, man, for the folks that hit that like, came in and just did it. It helps. I'm just trying to build a little bit here. Came through flow. So, he gone now. I guess he went away. Plant's connection was a bit wiggly whack. But there was another thing I'll show you. I'll get onto actually. See if I can put it up. Well, take that away for a second. Try to get familiar with the basically the view of it all. It's not too complicated, really, if you've got it. Okay, so here we go. Alright, so I still am sharing, hopefully, so but it's not. So I'll bring it into the stream. Take it back to here. Yeah, this okay. Hopefully, this is coming up. This was what I was previously talking about, ROTTNEST Island, right? Now I'll bring it up, bring it a bit bigger. There's another little subtopic that I was, looking into prior to it, but you can read it here. It's just basically saying, it's from ABC News, colonial frontier massacres, researchers add dozens of sites to the map of Aboriginal killings. So basically they're saying that, the numbers that we have been told are quite farcical, and there's many beyond that. So if I can find the other little clip I had of it, it was somewhere up here. So up there it was. Here it is. Okay. That up. Okay, between the bigger. Hopefully this is going through. So they're basically going back to pertaining to the amount of massacres that they have now kind of grown to admit to 2 to 3 centuries later. Researchers behind the Colonial Frontier Massacres Project, documenting the slaying of at least 8,400 mainly Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people of colonists by colonists between 1788 and 1930, have added 53 new sites to its maps. Warning, readers might find this material disturbing. In addition to the 41 in Western Australia and 9 in Northern Territory, bring to 311 the number of mass killings documented in the map that is contained with this site. So it's quite sad. So this is within the space of, they said 1788 to 1930. So let's say that's 142 years. You're admitting to these 311 massacres. So, I mean, that's just not even killing. So that if you average that out, that's two. So every 6 months, just approximately, you'll be having one. Um, and it seems there was other there's other readings here like that they has that these settlers came through to the most prime areas which were already in use between these indigenous tribal areas. They were living in communities. They had different, they they weren't all living under the same law, and like it was like a families, they would come together in the areas, talk at the same similar times, and have that going on, and realizing that Melbourne, Sydney, the portways were the lush areas, the animals were plentiful, the water was there. That's where they were, and these were the places where the settlers came through, built up, and then eventually drove the Aboriginals away, or drove the Aboriginals towards the centre, or to rural areas, or killed them off, if not. Now, that's pretty much to sum it up how it is. In the sentence, they say they're trying to reconcile it beyond that way, but that's just is it a thing? The reconciliation. I'm sure it goes all over the world. How the indigenous in America are receiving it, I'm not sure. You've got the ADOS situation as well. Like it just runs and runs and runs, man. Like where's it positioned itself to? What progressive steps has been made? I'm sure there has been some that I'm just might be missing here, but I see more movement in like the spaces, and I've said it before, but the alphabet community just within a decade. So I'll leave it at that. But the colored people, the indigenous people of this especially of this place, I hear, and I really view. But to all the new people who just come through, if you smash the like, if you want to come up, man. Excuse me, certain panel. I was just trying to do a little, at least, productive stream with it, in the sense of put some content in the beginning. But absolutely, bro. So all in here, I'll check the chat. I don't know if we got who we got. We got, I've already shouted out the folk. Don't know who stays, who goes. Like, oh, so at least we could go. It's weird. Like, I mean, I'm just building just now, but I can't really tell. I can give my advice and give my sense to the story, but I can't say what it is and what's the answer. I'll put it that way, though. Because I think the answer is different for everybody, and certain things we can say, and it will clarify. But in certain, like, we've all got our own perspective to it. We've all got to resonate in different ways and find our own thing. Now, this is another viewer discretion advised. But to all the people, we got Ja Rastafari, Selassie, Shiva, boom, 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 but not Jay. We won't break. You know what I mean? Like, I know there's different. We do it on this side, like, we smoke billies and we smoke papers. It ain't no blunts, but it's just a PC. My hope is not offending people, but hey, it's a great coffee. Alcohol is my. Actually, I won't say anything about that. I'll do it. Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, Yeah, I suppose. So, Marv, did that come through, bro? Could you see the screen that I was sharing? Obviously, then, eh? That's good. Okay, I'm happy that it did. I'll have to have a look back and stuff, but it was only 10 minutes or so, but there was a little bit of information. It was just about, I just took a couple of screenshots and stuff, so I should organize it. Get it going. PowerPoint presentations would help, but this is all live, like straight, as you know. If you got time to jump up, Mark, come up, bro. Like, you know, would like to hear hear how it is on your side. Even play, unless your system's down or wrong, whatever. If you guys at work, that's it. That's cool. Keep it going, flowing, doing your thing. We're on the grind, 9 to 5, trying to shine, and just like live the life. This is like some Bob Marley. You know what I mean? Like he was a. I wasn't alive when he was around, but I'll say he was a magic man. He was able to vibrate with the world, bring forward a tale. And what was he able to do, bro? When I think about it, man, he just like Peter Tosh was probably more dope than the brother Bob Marley. You know what I mean? Like, if you guys understand what I understand, then just to say that he was more of an advocate, he was more involved with the street, well, the community aspect of it all. Whereas I think Bob was on the, uh, you know, I guess the mediocrity going around world tour highlight fame side of it, because in the sense of how it happened, Peter Tosh was more part of the people, had a couple attempts on his life. So did Bob Marley, but was unfortunately shot down in a way which was quite terrible. Seriously, like underworld prison. But both of them are amazing musicians. Love their work. Same New Day, like Chronics. If you guys are into some New Day reggae, check out the boy named Chronics. Kabaka Pyramid. Of course, Junior Gong, man. He kills it. Been killing it. So, that's just a nice reggae. I mean, I'm in a little bit of reggae beat, just like before trying to vibe out, because I'm just changing my vibe. I actually really am, man. It's quite incredible. I don't know what's up, but I need some help and inspiration. Like, should I go on a straight meditative? I could do it all, but then the hip hop, like the music that I hear today and the beats that are made, that is just like it's a different level of production. It's not really uh, complicated or per se, like in the sense it could all be done on the laptop and a couple, an iPad and a 12-note keyboard. Like you could make these beats like that they do nowadays. Well, so the theory element is gone. Peace out, bro. Peace out to Rash, man. Straight up. Thanks for coming through, my man. We're just chilling. I'm just chilling up here doing solo, bro. I did a bit of an introductory with the darkness of Australia's history, bro. But if you want to come up, or if you got the link in your history, hit it. More than welcome. I'll check StreamYard to see if oh, we got my brother. We got my brother up here. Grandfather to the brothers. His name is Huey P. I don't know if you heard, if you got the word, but if you got the herb, you would have heard the word. So, much thanks for him popping through. Once he gets time, he might.
What up? What up, Son Ray?
Oh yeah, he's on the road. He's screaming. I can hear the engine roaring. Shit.
Hear me, Lord. Yes. Going to get my roll up.
True that. See the way that I see. We got tally hos like over the papers. You got, I don't know. So where you gonna get some backwards and blunts?
Yes. Give me some leash roll. Don't you pull out there? Yeah. Finna go get something to roll up so I can come back and tune in.
Dope, man. Thanks for coming through.
Man, this so-called I guess I'm gonna talk about the coronavirus.
Bro, it's everywhere. Hey, you cannot not. I mean,
it's everywhere for real.
Yeah. Well, in ATL, how many cases you got? I just saw in America you got like 127,000 or something.
Yeah, I mean,
shit. Do you see people walking around with the mask?
Yeah. My thing is though. Hell yeah. They walk around with masks and gloves.
Shopping.
My thing is this though. If they're gonna close all the professional games because they don't want more than 200 people out, why aren't they shutting down work and things of this nature indefinitely?
Well, that's true. I mean, and in the same sense, they've done things like shutting down the NBA, shutting down the NFL, but they're not shutting down the work, as you say. Yeah, the community.
Yeah, and they don't. They want to protect them, but what about us? See, the thing is, they trying to keep this rolling. If they do shut down everything shut down, then what? We don't. Nobody here to gas. Nobody here to cut your lights off. Ain't nobody here to do none of these things. Cut your water off. None of these things right now should be applicable. Rent shouldn't be. I mean, they laying off people for work for a whole fucking for a month. So how they supposed to pay their bills when they it's just like it's crazy.
I mean, you got a bit of echo coming through. I think the volume of your thing or someone it's too loud. Are you obviously I don't know. But that because like Australia have done some shit like that too, right? Because like I mean, it's not as good as what they did. Like they're giving out some like money, but you can see it's not enough, man. And in the sense that I've seen the shopping centers empty out of shit, like it's crazy, bro. I'm obviously in America, you got the same shopping centers are out of certain items, but to me, I mean, and blessings to all peace. I mean, yeah, as I said, as we said yesterday, hopefully anybody who hears all of this, that anyone who stream might and anyone's like that are not, we are not affected or touched by this, and we can keep our process progressive and strong, man. But take the precautions and just be clean, be like wash your hands. But you, as you say, when you're going out commuting, but as you just said, Huey, like the every day run around that you got to do. You got to face these things. Like I had to go to I felt it because usually I'm just chilling here making beats and stuff, and then if I have to go out to the shopping, you go see the grocery, and the germs are not the germs are there, but like you're exposed at a higher level, and they're going to shut down things that are these certain events of prestige. Why don't they just be prepared and shut down because they can't shut it. Well, I guess if they shut down the thing, the economy shuts down. But that's fair enough. They should have that accounted for and just pay for people's housing, and like not you don't have to pay for it. Just like uh, you know, just like provide people's necessities. That's what they should be doing. Not thinking about the other, making votes and making people twist it against, like, thinking about voting and shit like that. They're just fucking up people's minds. But it's serious shit. I don't know. I don't mean, like, I turn on the news, like, mum, I spoke to, like, I don't know. Italy's on lockdown. I see on the news. Australia, it's spreading. A lot of people are talking about it. So, and as you said, man, like, what's it like in Belgium, bro? Is there much crackdown? You, ma? Or he just, that's, well, if anybody's looking at that, that's some beautiful greenery. Probably winter time, you can see the trees are bare of leaves. But that's just a pretty nice little scenic grass route. But anyway, Huey, sorry to cut you off, bro. You can talk, but it's just that I think I could hear some. I think it's because you're in the car. Must be coming through the radio and coming back. But yeah, my man, he's on the way.
No, I'm here. My
Good
bad. I
talk.
was on the store thing. I be.
Oh yeah, 2.99. Oh, see, that's the other thing. Hey, we're talking about this to go, buddy. How like it's a couple dollars just to get a wrap, dollar or two get the blunt wrap, and that in itself is it's just but that's the culture, the gunji culture, the weed culture of the United States. Whereas here it's bongs and billies and smoke and roll with the joint. But anyway, I think people know I talk about weed. If you're not into weed, oh, we got PR up in the place, man. Let's get some knowledge and kick some shit, man. Hit that. If you can hit that, you got the time. Super sane. Much gratitude coming through, man. All your new people. Misael, too. Shit. I miss it. You guys want to come up, brother. Easy, easy. We're just talking. Same, flame, do the minds. Hit the thumbs up on the way through, come up. We got Godbody now in the house. Now it's just everybody's coming through. Late night heights or early night tip, wherever you're at. I just blaze a few one up. You know how we do. Huey's on his way. He's coming back. He's gonna kill something. But yeah, and that. But to the guys, at the beginning of this, I did some like what do they call screenshots and um talking about the 17th century Australian man. So like you guys should replay this one, like and check it out, see what you think. I hope it all came through properly, but I'll check it out myself. But I try to just I set it up in a couple minutes. Uh, so yes, that ROTTNEST Island. I can show you. This is terrible pictures, bro. Like but I don't know how. I hope it wouldn't have run real smoothly, but hey, smooth as can be. We got some movement over there in Belgium, but we don't have any audio. But that's cool. At least it ain't raining. But much appreciated, everybody. Thank you up. That it ain't much. I could place that other book. Where is that? And I was thinking, here it is. It's a bit of a weird one. Like I'll put the fucking. But which one? Yeah, I got something about dude. This book, right, talks about shapes, right? 6 frames, and these are all like emotions and things like this. So you got the square, the triangle, the circle, the diamond, the heart, and the rectangle. Breaks into a few different things. Like how come it's not the greatest, but it's something. But this one was even better. I was breaking this down yesterday. Aboriginal convicts Maori. It's got the Maori history, New Zealanders, and the Khoisan people or South Africa. Real dope info, man. I got some Marcus Garvey material, whatnot. But whatever it is that you like, get into it. Much appreciation from everyone sticking through, man. This is like the second one run. Just keeping it up. Hope it's all coming through clear. Hopefully, sure it is. Whichever is just sticking around. But wait, no, we got Gold Body coming through soon. Super Sane, more than welcome. What's up, Ma? You're not saying much, my brother. Okay. I'm gonna try to share, see if I can share some more things then. You can do an entire screen, but then it comes out all fucked, right? Yeah, then it's up to me to go straight up into something. Come back. No, I won't repeat it actually. Oh fuck. Man, see, I'm in two minds, G. Oh, 9 people in the house, G. Alright. I know that's nothing but yellow peace to all. Hit thumbs up on the way through. I'm just trying to formulate something to show the screen about it. I'll just see if I'll pick up. These are the things I was like. See, this is the graphic. This is the bullshit, right? Check this, isn't it? This is how we got it in Australia. We had it in this, up until, and I checked it out. Another just to Google that up until 1824, it was legal to kill an Indigenous man. 1824, it was legal to kill an Australian Indigenous, a black man over here, and also the 1969 or 67, they were given, up until then, they were considered flora and fauna. So that is basically, they were considered part of the nature, the animals. They were considered like the kangaroo or an emu in the same category. As you all probably know, but look here, we've got the chains, how they were chained, bound up. And look at these brothers, man, melanated brothers, and that, as the other thing said, and unadequately clothed and fed. These boys were pristine warriors, man, before the settlers came. And next time I'll do some stuff. I was going to do it today, but there'll be Camel Way. He's very well known. What you say in the New South Wales area, resistance fighter. So we'll see what here. We'll see. This has got to say this was talking about the 311 counts of massacres that they've admitted to. From 18, I think it was, the dates were the late 1700s up until the 1930s, I'll say. So up until the 1930s, they were still doing these massacres. Okay, here we go. Just read this and come check StreamYard in a sec. Continuing chilling accounts. During the killing times, deaths occurred on both sides, but Indigenous people overwhelmingly suffered, with 97% of those killed in the frontier massacres Aboriginal. Check that out. I'll read that again if people didn't hear that. This is what I'm going to say. During the killing times, deaths occurred on both sides, but Indigenous people overwhelmingly suffered, with 97% of those killed in the frontier massacres of this settlement were Aboriginal. After the 1916 Maori Bluff massacre, where between 6 and 200, so there's a bit of a variation there, between 6 and 200 Aboriginal people were killed by police An Aboriginal witness described the chilling way officers disposed of the bodies. After the shooting stopped, I saw all the bodies lying in a heap, the eyewitness recalled. Now, come on, this is quite chilling. So, I mean, a bit of a discretion advised, obviously, but officers placed 6 bodies on top. I'm sorry, I didn't finish this latest sentence. Officers placed 6 bodies on top, lighted the fire. When it burned down, they raked all the ashes, bones. Well, they were called. They were caused to investigate when several survivors were found with bullets still embedded in their bodies years later, but nothing eventuated. Wow. In 2001, Western Australian police denied the incident took place and have not publicly addressed it since. But Dr. Owen found 3 eyewitnesses' accounts to verify the offence. When they left, came back to the camp and had dinner. Wow. Wow. I hope you guys just heard what I just said. Like, that was an impromptu kick, but that was like some pretty, you know, shocking news. So up until 2001, these Western, they're still not going to admit it with the police force. No, they denied this incident even took place, even though there were, like, people that got away and they've got bullet hole, had wounds and things. But no, none of this, none of this. This is all in, well, after the 1916 this took place, brother. 1916, so 104 years ago. 6 and 200. So was it 6 or was it 200? Or was it 100? Or was it 80? Or was it 500? Bit of a difference there. But anyway, sorry about my attitude, but that's just quite enlightening. I'll go back to, hopefully this is sharing. So I went through, oh no, nobody's up, but we'll go to stop sharing. Yeah, man. So, go to the comments. I don't know, how does it work? I should have a, is just if that like share screen thing is working, could you guys hit a 1, man? Like if it's not working, get to it. That's pretty cool because there was some info in there that was real deep and dope. Well, I don't even know how it's working, but yeah, if it was just showing the screen and I was just reading it. Huey, you back from the shop, brother, or you just rolling up right now? That's cool. Whichever way you want to get onto the tool, because we like lighting, we like Friday, and we like exciting what people who writing, the mics, the beats, the breaks we got, with all the people that say they call hip hop, because what it is the funky jam. When you get up on the mic, slam one with it like, I like to play, I like to say, I like to be, just what I want to be, yo. I like, I like, I like. What the people want to dance now? Everybody gather around, bump the sound, get a beat, get a girl, yeah, wave around. You want to dance? Huey, you left me, brother. Come back, G. Did I just get you up? I thought you were gonna come back and kick some. If you go live on yours, I'll come over there then. But Huey left. We got face plan in here. We got mine here. We just Belgian green grass. Let's hope a dog body come through. But Miss Ayel, yes, he gave me a yes. Sounds like Willie Lynch type stuff. Yeah, and I mean facts, brother. I always say we facing similar problems worldwide, man. Like it's eugenics, colonial systems, bro. In this European, like how they did it, bro. They just took it over a couple hundred years ago in a total anti-reverse. So if you got Rash and Misael, hopefully, yeah, that did work. The thing popped through and the visuals were going. I see Sean in StreamYard only. Oh, he's got body there now. Shit, well, I don't get him up here. God body's not in my StreamYard. If you're up here, bro, maybe click out and click in. But I'll drop the link again. We got Be On for Life. Peace, peace. Shame how people come through all at different times. So, like, but if you're, yeah, because this is the first time where this will be like sort of a little bit of knowledge content, but also just the way I flow. If you all hit the like on the way through too. Some presentation in slaughter and keep up the cover of secrets. Yeah, bro. Yeah, man. Okay, you know, must know. You guys know. You know how the fucking shit goes down. That's why I came. That's why I was trying to. I got, as I said it. I got these books and shit. So I'll continue to read them, man, and kick up flavor because out of here, bro, like there's some good shit. Real like there's so much knowledge which people are just unaware of, bro. About the Pacific and not even the Pacific. This is Australia and stuff, but just of the the history, bro. They're just ignorant to the ways, and these people are not even history. They're living this way now. Some cultures are just like they're just not recognized, and they realize that they don't need the new technologies and stuff for money. They're going to go live the way they've been living for the past 600-700 years or more. You know, like this is all over the world, in the jungles, in the deserts. And we're just oblivious and unaware to them. Maybe I'm dropping people out with what I'm thinking. Where did Huey go and shit? If we go live, bit of a shame. Thought we were going to spill some shit, man. You know, that would have been dope. Appreciation come through. Forget it. And even Go Body, if he is in the stream, yeah, I can't see him. I can see playing. Very easy to bring there now. So we'll do a 3.
Nice.
Mark, cut it off. What? Nice. Oh, what? Unfortunately, people maybe at work were offended. Hey, have a drink on me. You know what I mean? But that was funny. Huey was bringing that up yesterday. He goes like, "Do you could drink Corona?" And actually, it is one of my mates. His favorite is Corona, and that's what we drink. I mean, my favorite is probably Bob's, I guess. But so, how is Canada playing? Cold? I'm sure it is. Belgium seems to be green up on the top bars. What is
It's
green
all
this afternoon?
snow and dirty ice outside.
You're loud, bro. Just go down a little bit. Or maybe you're not too loud, actually. It's all right. So I've got the headphones on.
It's all
dirt,
snow and dirty ice outside. How's that?
dirty snow, man. Yay! But that's cool. That's how it is. Sludge with the dirt.
It's waiting for the flooding.
Wow.
When the ice melts on the river, then it floods. It comes from the United States through North Dakota, and then it's going to be flooding all in the middle of the continent. The water flows north here from North Dakota and Missouri, I think, and then from there it flows south. From that point, it flows south, Missouri around there.
Okay, cool. Yeah, well, hope it don't flood too bad, man. But it will. It's gonna happen. So just get on your boat and paddle strong, my brother. Paddle strong. But I'll go check out Would you say you saw Godbody in your StreamYard? Because I can't see him in mine. I just see like.
We're blocked from each other somehow. I
So
can't
what?
see him. He can't see me.
So why'd you say that you saw him in the chat?
I saw him in the StreamYard chat, but not in the YouTube chat. I have
Oh.
I have my screen split. I have the YouTube on one side and the
Yeah, but see,
Chrome browser.
I can't even see him in my stream yet. I was gonna bring him up if he's here, but I don't even have it. So I don't know how this shit works. I'll figure it
Most
out.
of the phones have a split screen, and you can put the YouTube chat on one side and the
Yeah, I'm on my laptop.
Chrome browser on the other side with the StreamYard.
Yeah. Nah, I'm on my laptop though. But anyway, I could use the phone, but I gotta get it. Do on. All
But
right.
these phones make
Whoa.
really good. All these phones make really good sound recordings. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
man. Like if you're getting the up-to-date phone, then you've got 4K
You can
technology,
play.
camera, and your audio capability is resonant to make industry, not industry standard, but you can make a song from it. Like, of course,
And
bro.
then
You're paying like, but they
here,
haven't
I'll
changed it
show you
to
something here.
Nah, I'm not gonna hear none of your shit, bro. What are you gonna do? Don't fuck up my shit, man. I'll take you off, bro. I'll take you off, bro. Hold up, bro. Hold up, bro. That's the new. Is that a BlackBerry? Oh no, it's just a new little device. Cool, man. What can we do with that? Anyway, alright, another bus death. I don't know why he left, bro. What a fool. He should have come up and we could have blamed it up. Oh, peace out, Sean Becker.
See, this
Muscle,
plugs into your headphone jack.
you're really
It's
choppy and loud, bro.
and then
Like,
you'd go turn or whatever, and
if you're coming through a bit choppy, man, and like really loud. So like, it's alright, bro, but just probably speak a bit softer. And I don't know, your connection is fucked up. If you're saying something now, I can't hear you. And your thing is frozen. The picture is just stopped. But yo, much peace to all, man. We got like I know this ain't the much vibrant thing going
but
on. I was waiting for the people to
you
blaze up.
make your
I figured it's
own
gonna blaze,
FM
but I
radio
might probably pop out. Just see
station with
what else.
whatever you got the headphone
But
jack
you're
plug.
really choppy, plant. Can't hear your breath. Like you're going off and it's kind of coming in and out. Maybe go in and out. Like I hear you said you got a radio thing and you can go with any signal, but apart from that, if you were talking, we couldn't hear anything, and it's just like blurting in. Yeah. Back up, back. Hang on, I'll pull you back in a second. I'm in the YouTube. I haven't split this shit. I don't know how to fucking around yet. I'm gonna get it off soon. I want to see if like this thing actually worked and my pictures work because that's cool. Because there are all the people here. If you reset it and just see the presentation at the beginning, that'd be cool. He wants the alien area. Sean's saying he wants. Oh, maybe I shouldn't talk. Oh, it was the alien area 51-meter laptop or 51M laptop. Whoa, what the hell is that? 51-meter laptop? The 51M laptop. 5-1. But you know that maybe I'm getting into chat info. I don't know. This is how we go. This is how we do. What's all go? What's all go? Let's stream. Gotta go back to StreamYard. Gotta go for that. We gotta play. People will be busting out. How come that's fucking weird, man? Do 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 do. That's a bit of a song that people might know. But yeah. Alright. Well, I guess things are going to be a bit on the silent side. I hope I'm most likely to check. I'll open up the tab, see if he was just going legally live. But I'm sure God Buddy might hit it up if you're out there. Go like, oh, here we go. We got someone. No, it's not that. But I was giving myself. It's giving my thing. Oh, Jordan Lucas, man, he's kicking it. He's kicking it. Lotto, ADHD, 1.2 million views in 19 hours. See how easy this can be done. Like he's obviously got a whole team behind him of production, but like I haven't checked this out. He's got a product, like film the clip in the way that he did. A lot of artists that make uh, million dollar, I mean million view clips don't really have to have a high budget. Uh, this one probably did, but I haven't checked it. But check that out, man. If you're out there trying to do this as a musician, even as any content creator, like if you're trying to just build your channel or talk about issues and stuff, hell, you break that out. It's not even 24 hours. He breaks it out. I say you see that clip running, but we can do it and it can be done. As Plant was just saying, nowadays, like the phone's got great sound recording. It's got even better video capability. Uh, you know, what is it? The IX, I11 over 4K, so it's pretty much quality footage. Then you just go into programs to edit. You just think of the idea, have the creativity, but that doesn't seem to be a problem for a lot of folks with that mindset. I'm sure he was super sane, like PI. His drawing was off the chain yesterday. I saw it up when they were doing the 0 to 9 diagram, and he put the human element to it. I actually, as I said, it got me inspired to go get a protractor set, and I went to the shop today, and unfortunately they didn't fucking sell them at the grocery store, which was in the stationery section. I have to go to some other shop if I can get one, but I will do. So if you're still listening, bro, that was pretty fucking cool. Because it would be cool, man. Just like you just fuck around, get some paper, get some pencils, and then you do your stencils, do your rough drafts and stuff. Because that's another thing a lot of people do and don't do. We just rush into a lot of bullshit, man. Like I don't know how like people who when you went to school you got to do a first draft, second draft, and then hand the final draft. So we just get up to stream and do like this with not even thinking anything. That's pretty low. You already get putting yourself at a disadvantage. You need to be at a preparation, and even have a backup. So, which was cool enough. Like and so that should take my advice and will do. But it's just easy to see, right? And we can. It's good to just. I don't know. Be what you be, but you gotta like move harshly in a sense. Hey, you can't fucking move I've been all about this shit for my whole life, but you just can't do it too long. Not for my whole life. I wouldn't say that. I'd say from like the past 7 years. But prior to that, I was quite opposite. Just like living in, just being reckless as a youngster, getting involved in on the other side of, thoughts and shit like that. But that seems to follow me, even when I'm not trying to do anything. Like I'm in a decriminalized state. Uh, and it's just like it's fucking stupid. But I won't go any further into that. It's a bit of a joke. Should But that's one advocacy thing we need to think about moving out to you know the world's realizations of I don't know how it is in Belgium, man. Have you got is you on the recreational legalized tip? I know you're not far away from Amsterdam, but I know Denmark has some sort of laws going on, but people in America listening, you're most likely going to legalize the recreational state. Um, you know, I've just got to go, like worldwide. Uruguay was the first, not the first, but maybe Uruguay was the first country to do it, or first in South America anyway. I do, I do wonder how their situation is going. If any Uruguayans out there, or anyone's been to that region, that'd be greatly something I'd wish to know. Oh, we've got Goddess Supreme in the house. Much love, my big sister. Thanks for popping in. I'm on the line. In a bit, there's not much going on. I'll drop the link on time. I don't know whether we had a few people in there that probably got things to do. But if you got if you have got time, like re-hit the link when I end this, and then I try and do a bit of an educational, not educational, but like impromptu stream of the actual 17th century and just like the atrocities of the bullshit. But nah, the vibes are the same. Vibes are the same. Been burned up. I've been burning up, doing my thing. I had a big one by baseball bat stole, 2 single ones. But got body back. Got body back. Yeah, man. And if you're into the room, I say to just respect type thing. Hit the like, hit the share, man. And shout out to B1, man. And Naga says and Taz, man, he like much appreciated, man. Naga hit a share just the other day, man, and it popped the views up like heaps, man. I'm not, if you're looking at percentage wise, it's probably like 1,000%, but or not, or something like that, 10 times. But you just got to keep at it and keep it and be constant with it, and be creative, man, and be like familiar with the content. But what I was saying before, preparation is the thing. Like we get up here and do the live impromptu sessions. We need to have some thought into it. There's some look at that beautiful view of, you know, the scenery of the green grass and the flowers of the indoor, but it's obviously winter time, as I said before, the leaves have shed from the tree. But how green is that grass, man? Yeah, no, that's easy. Back in effect. I just was like, um, I didn't want to. I was just chilling in summer, so I didn't want to fucking sound too up. Too sounded weird. People went in. I don't know what to do much, but yeah. Thanks for reminding. What's the vibes over your way, man? Mine the same. I'm on late night tip. I'm like 1 o'clock on what? It's Friday the 13th today. Some may say so. In the next waking hours, it is that unlucky for some, which is, I think, the relation to Friday the 13th. I'll just go off the top of my head. Is something to do with the Knights Templar and the Roman Catholic Church. How there was a plot to like raid their room and destroy them, and so that led to a big shift in the power hold structure of the European society at that time. I was like, yeah, Friday the 13th. So, and that's why the Supreme 13 Divine Order. Should check that out. I'm not really one to be. I wish I was more understanding of my numerology. That's why, like, uh, when Huey does those 0 to 9 and PR Super Saint do those diagrams, man, right? Yeah, it's pretty mind blowing, but how they do numerology with words and breaking things down, I wish I had a bit more research into it, but I don't know there's various different styles, so as I say, like, um, fully. So 13 is a divine frequency. So may we all be upon it and feel it today, tonight, this evening, tomorrow, if there is such a thing, into the preceding hours. If we can find and be on the divine, that is great. Ups and downs are the part of the experience. So, because you can't, how can your highest high and the lowest low go hand in hand? No, I wouldn't say they go hand in hand, but like, there's, yeah, it's kind of a trippy one, like, to experience. Life's a trippy one, man. For people who are living in developing countries and they don't have any idea of, uh, I suppose they do, what they do, just as the technology, just new age stuff, and then people just complain about most wickedy shit in these first world countries. But anyway, I'm getting on about. I didn't know where I was going. What should I do? Any ideas? The sun is. This is. Well, we've got a couple comments from Marve. The sun is in between south and west at about 20 degrees high. 28 degrees high. Sorry. There's a beautiful picture of it. And I'm sure if you guys were aware, there was some sort of, I think they referred to it as a snow moon, not a week or two ago. So there was some sort of a major shift in uh, the solar and lunar routine. I'm fairly sure. So obviously in the Europe, they're experiencing a nice springtime coming, hopefully. But Over here we've got like summer. It's quite an unpredictable weather actually over here. We're experiencing summer, and it's going like summer has faded. It should be autumn, but it's still quite hot. Uh, but I think everywhere is experiencing a bit of shift and change in the weather patterns. But it's just how it is, what we do when we like. So I don't know. For me to keep blazing about, I'm gonna have to like get up and set up a new smoke. It'll take me a little bit of time. I just chop it as well. But if anybody wants to jump. It's all cool. Any ideas or not? I could sing a song on the guitar. Bust one out. A little quick riff. I'm trying to work. I'll get there. I fucked up today. If you guys check the channel, there's a few freestyle. You've probably seen them. I did the other day. They came out alright in OBS. They had the audio going set and straight, but today I tried it again and they came out so jittery. Like I don't know what had happened. Just hold on 1 second. I'm muting for. It's back in effect. Straight in the dome. What is up to you all at your home? Where you were, where you be? Are you at work or you at sea? I hope you're not on the boat which has been contained and quarantined, because that will be something unforeseen. You might believe it be what you need, but I believe it be something that something that you won't like. Alright, check this out. If you guys are still up in here, we'll go on for a little bit. Look, I'll break it out in 90 minutes, an hour 30. We're on 1 hour 20. So check this. As I was pointing out, there's this book I got read by this man, Edward de Bono. It's called, I think, it's 6 frames. So it's basically talking about, we'll see emotions of life. So you got the square way thinking, triangular way of thinking, circular way, the diamond way, the heart way, the rectangular frame. So they kind of break it down a little bit. I'll just bust a lid to this little bit of it to keep it a little bit more interesting for 8 minutes if nobody wants to jump up. So yeah. I'll read the what are they really? The back of the blurb on the back. I'll just post it to that StreamYard thing one more time. But okay, so in a world saturated with facts and figures as never before, how do we focus our attention to make the most of information at our fingertips? Using his 6 frames technique, Edward de Bono, the father of lateral thinking, shows us how to direct our attention in a conscious manner, rather than always letting it get pulled to the unusual and irrelevant. Just as we can decide to look north, west, or even southeast, so we can set up a framework for directing our attention. And like all of de Bono's techniques, it is simple, effective, and will utterly change the way you interpret information. So, right, check that out. So that's pretty deep, my mind. Some big words there. So I'll just show you because so table of contents there. I'll just have a look. It's not how he does it. So it's the purpose, the triangle frame over the third circular square heart diamond frame, so we'll probably doing it. So start at the, or who wants, like, send me the chat. Do you want me to start from the preface introduction or just start from chapter 1? It's probably not too long, but it'll take a couple of minutes. So hit 1 in the chat if you want to hear the preface and introduction. If you don't, press 2. Anybody. I was just like, oh, I should just do it anyway, but because I'll waste enough time. Beautiful flowers there, Ma, and they look great. A little bit more to the center. Can't really see it there on the edge. Nobody's saying anything, so in the chat about. Okay, well, I'll read the preface then. Take some time. So all the people hit the like all the way through if you haven't done that. Much appreciated. Please post a comment and chat. This is the preface to the book, 6 Frames. Attention is a very key part of thinking, yet we pay very little attention to attention itself. It is assumed it just happens. Attention can be pulled or attracted to something unusual. If you saw someone lying in the road, your attention would go to that person. If you saw a bright pink dog, your attention and your sympathy would go to that dog. This is precisely the weakness of attention. It is pulled to the unusual. How much attention do we pay to the usual? Perception is a key part of thinking. Research by David Perkins at Harvard has shown that 90% of errors of thinking were errors of perception. No amount of excellent logic will make up for errors of perception. Gödel's theorem shows that from within a situation, no amount of logic can prove the starting points which remain arbitrary perceptions. Attention is the key element of perception, without the ability to direct attention. So we see only the familiar patterns. Directing attention. What can we do about attention? Instead of waiting for our attention to be pulled towards something unusual, we can set out frameworks for directing our attention in a conscious manner. Just as we can decide to look north or southeast, so we can set up a framework for directing our attention. That is the 6 frames. That is what the 6 frames are all about. Each frame is a direction in which to look. We look and then notice, and note what we see in that direction. In this way, we can look for need satisfaction. We can look for value. We can look for interest. We can look for accuracy, etc. In the 6 frames, each of the 6 frames is used to direct our attention. Masses of information. We are surrounded by information. It has never been easier to obtain information, the internet, etc. But information by itself is not enough. It is how we look at the information that matters. How do we get the most value from the information? This is an area that needs attention. 6 frames provide a method for extracting more value from information. They are therefore as important as the information itself. The method is very simple to use. To be effective, however, it is essential to deliberate and be disciplined. Just to believe you are doing something is not as good as doing that thing formally and deliberately. So the introduction. The big enemy of the good thing is confusion. Unfortunately, the more active the mind, the greater the risk of confusion. The aim of all good thinking is clarity, but clarity is no good if it is at the expense of comprehensiveness. To be very clear about a tiny part of the situation is no good at all, and even dangerous. There is a need to obtain clarity and comprehensiveness at the same time. The main cause of confusion is trying to do everything at once. When the mind tries to do everything at once, the minds end up doing one thing thoroughly and other things hardly at all. That is why my 6 thinking hats is such a powerful framework. In a discussion, if we try to do everything at once, we end up in the negative and critical mode because this is the easiest way and the one we use most often. The six hats is now very widely used, even at top economic news, because it ensures a thorough exploration of the subjugation and discussion that is constructive. We live in an information age. We are bombarded by information and we have easy access to as much information as we need. In fact, much more than we need. How do we react to that information? Question mark. If you have a very specific need for information, a very specific question that needs to be answered, that needs an answer, then you go to the right place and get the answer. If you need to find a flight from London to Paris that leaves London as soon as possible after 6 in the evening, you go to the airline timetable or ask your travel agent. There is still some thinking to be done regarding your choice of the airport and airline. The traffic on the road to Heathrow is likely to be heavy at the time. If we only dealt with information that we really needed, life would be simpler, but very limited and very dull. We also need to react to the information that we came across on television and radio, in newspapers and magazines, and other people's conversation. How do we react to that information? There are many important aspects of information such as accuracy, bias, interest, relevance, value, etc. We could seek to assess these different aspects all at once. We could also separate them out to avoid confusion and to make sure that we cover all the information in different ways of looking cover all the different ways of looking at the information. That is what six frames for thinking about information seeks to do. We look through one frame at a time. How accurate is this information? What bias is there in the information? The six frames laid out lay the six frames are laid out in this book. You can get into the habit of using the frames yourself. You can deliberately direct your attention to one or another frame. You can ask someone else to use a particular frame. Try the square frame on this. What do you see? The frames can also be used in a discussion where everyone adopts the same frame at a given moment. If you look at someone to go out into the garden and look at all the colors, that person is likely to notice the dominant colors, red in roses, yellow in daffodils, etc., but not notice colors that are less obvious. If you ask the same person to go out and look for the color blue, and then the color red, and then the color yellow, the attention scan would be much more comprehensive. Having frames for thinking about information means that with each frame, the mind is prepared and sensitized to notice different things. We can pay attention to the accuracy of the information. We can pay attention to the point of the view expressed in the information. We can pay attention to the interest in the information. Each frame prepares the mind to look at the information in a specific way. We need what we see what we are prepared to see. The six frames described in this book are a simple tool for experiencing looking at information. There is an unexpected outcome when the six hats are used. The framework might seem to complicate discussions and make them as much longer. In fact, the use of the hats reduces needing time to a quarter or even a tenth. In the same way, the six frames greatly simplify the way we look at information instead of complicating it. Doing one thing at a time is simpler than trying to do many things with worrying that we might be leaving something out important. As you read this book, keep the image of each frame clearly in your mind. This image becomes the trigger symbol for each of the six ways we need to think about our information. At times, we may choose to focus on one way of thinking about information rather than the other. That now becomes the deliberate choice. By separating out and the different ways of thinking about information, and by symbolism, these different ways as frames of various shapes, we take control of the way our mind performs. We can now direct our attention more deliberately rather than letting it wander in its own confused way. We know that perception is the most important part of thinking, so the way we perceive information is all important. Righto, that was the introduction. That was pretty heavy now. One little bit I got about it out of that, which was pretty cool. I mean, he did repeat himself quite a bit there and go off about his 6 frames and whatnot, and I'll get into the first one and just stop it off. But how he was talking about, like we got to get up and catch what's to catch the plane. So what you do, you got to look on, the type flight. Go look on Google, see the flight timetable, and book a ticket and all these things, and you check all the accommodation. But then you don't really think about the other time of traveling there. I mean, you do think about travel time and stuff, but there are these little things that even the route you'll take, you don't really think that, or if the traffic going to be heavy on the road at the time. So that's just one little thing. So we got to actually keep on thinking all the time. So it's pretty dope. So what the first thing is? That was a pretty heavy introduction. I didn't hope you understood it. Read it. This is his first train of thought. If you can see it, it's the triangle, right? The triangle frame. You've got 6 frames, right? Triangles. So this will be getting into it. I hope you guys are enjoying it in the chat. If anybody's listening, you are more than welcome to come up. But much appreciated for hanging around, man. I'll just check out the time, see where we are. Oh, I have gone overboard a little bit, but since folks are hanging around, I'll do a little bit. Oi, Q, E, Quentin, bro, peace, man. Much peace. Just like I'm just doing a bit of a little legit thing, breeding, but I'll breed into this phase, man. So we're talking about it's triangle, man. Triangles have points. A long horizontal triangle. Hang on. Start again. That was the book. Yeah. But triangles have points. A long horizontal triangle that suggests an arrow pointing in a particular direction. That direction is the purpose. With the triangle frame, we consider the purpose of our looking. We consider the purpose of our looking at information. We are surrounded by information all the time. Much of that time we do not have an information purpose. Some of what time we do. It is useful to have a clear idea of that purpose. Notice, you are walking down the road to the supermarket to buy some breakfast cereal. That is your clear purpose. You notice a poster that is upside down. This catches your eye. You wonder whether it is carelessness or whether it was deliberately placed that way to catch attention. As it has caught your attention, you notice a shop window that has a very bright display made up entirely of purple clothes. This has caught your attention, as it was designed to do. Something catches our attention and we look at it. We notice it. We can wait for our attention to be pulled or attracted to something, or we can direct our attention. The two are not exclusive. We can choose to direct our attention and still be open to having our attention pulled towards something. Directing attention is an act of will. You can direct your attention as you might direct the beam of a searchlight. As you walk along the supermarket, you can choose to notice the color of the facades of all the little shops on the way. Is there any consistency? Do all the tobacconists use the same color? Is there a color coding, or is it up to the artistic preference of the owner? Which color seems to attract attention best? Maybe some colors are easier to keep looking fresh. You may choose to to direct your attention to the shoes of the passers-by. Are the practical walking shoes that might be worn all day? Do these shoes indicate the possible income status of their owner? You cannot choose to notice whether shoes are clean or not, or you can choose to notice to whether shoes are clean or not. Does this reflect the general appearance of the rest of the person? Whenever you choose to direct your attention in a particular way, there are always questions and speculations that follow your notice. You may seek to make generalizations. You may observe exceptions to your generalizations. Where you choose to direct your attention and what you choose to notice is up to you. If you are playing this game, however, you should be able to spell out clearly that what you have chosen to notice by choosing to notice things that you pull from the world around you, information that has been prepared and presented to you. Time filling and distraction. Much of this time we look at information as a way of filling time as a distraction. I mean, we may read the newspaper at breakfast we because we happen to be having breakfast alone, or because we do not want to talk to anyone else. We may read the newspaper sitting down in a waiting room at the dentist because there is nothing else to do. We may read a magazine sitting down in an airplane because there is simply nothing else to do. We may watch television simply to occupy the time when we do, not feeling like doing anything else. Awareness. Even if you are looking at information as a distraction or as a way of filling time, you could claim that this is an exercise in awareness of the world around you. You look at the television news or read the newspaper in order to be aware of what is going on. This allows you to take part in conversations on that topic or initiate such conversations. If you are about to travel, this awareness may indicate that you are an airport strike. If you are about to travel, this awareness may indicate to you that an airport strike is planned for your departure date. This has happened to me. This awareness may indicate to you that there is political turmoil in the country you plan to visit. A general awareness of what is going on in the world around you is part of life. You need it. Unfortunately, you may have to spend rather a large amount of time looking at information in order to find out the occasional things that do matter to you. Perhaps there is a television program or a newspaper that indicates these are the things you really need to know this week. So we might spend hours every week looking at a lot of information just in case there is something valuable that we need to know. Interest. There are matters of interest in the material you are reading. You may be interested to read about the man who was so fat that they had to knock down the part of the front of his house to get him out of the bed. You may be interested to read about the wife who was divorced her husband because he had lied about his age. He had said he was 95 years old and he was actually only 65. There is an interest in a story that starts and you want to see how it ends. This is an intrinsic interest. This is a storyline interest. General interest. There are matters of general interest that do not relate or directly to your own affairs. You may be interested to hear about a report that claims 1 in 4 women around the world are beaten by their husbands. Are you are you missing out? You may have been interested to hear that in Russia, 85,000 women a year are killed by their husbands or partners. You may well choose to doubt this. You may be interested to hear about the species of the frog in Australia that eats so fertilized eggs, and the young develop in its stomach and jump out of its mouth when they are ready. Specific interest. If you work in a financial world, you are going to be interested in stock market reports. You are going to be interested in statements both by pundits and also by officials at the present and the future state of the economy. If you are considered if you are concerned about your health, you are going to be interested in the little snippets of information. The Finns may claim that drinking too much coffee increases the chance of arthritis. Another report that wait, sorry, excuse me. Another report may show that drinking tea reduces the chance of getting Alzheimer's by 45%. You may choose not to believe these reports without knowledge of the full background. If you are interested in motor cars, you will notice the news about the Tata car that is priced at $2,000. You may be interested in new hybrids that use hydrogen. Browse and scan. Many of the above uses of information can come from and under the heading of browse and scan. How much of this do you actually do, and how much do you need to do? Do as a matter of personal preference. The point is that even when you are really doing no more than time filling and distracting yourself, these other activities are also taking place. Read and search. This is by far the most important use of information. You need some specific information, so you set out to search for that information. You need the answer to a specific question, so you go to look for the answer. This is what comes to the top of the list whenever we consider to use the value of information. A person who stops you in the street to ask for directions to the train station has a specific information need. A person who consults a dictionary to find out how to spell in a nuance has a specific information need. A person who goes to the library to read all about Buddhism in Sri Lanka has a specific information need. A person who reads about the property columns in a newspaper to get some idea of how much his home is now worth has a specific information need. Search engines like Google and Yahoo are marvelous devices that for the first time in history allow someone to get directed specific access to the information he or she needs. I once said at a major university conference that today universities are out of date. Universities were set up to make the wisdom and knowledge of the past available to students of the present. In the digital age, all needed information can be directly obtained. Perhaps universities should be teaching skills, information skills, thinking skills, people skills, management skills, etc., etc. What and where? What is your information need? What are you looking for? The more precisely you can frame the question, the more likely you are to find an answer and with less trouble. There can be precise needs. I, I want to know if it is true that the female house spider wraps its mate up in a cocoon and then nibbles bits of the fellow when she's hungry. Is that true? There can be much more general needs. I have bought a house with a garden and I'm thinking of growing roses. Where can I find some general information about growing roses? Is that difficult? Is that expensive? Do I need to be an experienced gardener? I occasionally get emails asking me to tell the sender all I know about creativity. Since I have written several books on that subject, that is a rather big demand. I am looking for information on where I can find information on the following matter. I am looking for the general information in this area. I am looking for a specific answer to the specific question. These are the types of questions that it gets. Confirmation. Confirmation is where you hold a specific view. Confirmation is where you hold a specific view. You are not seeking to check it out because it is not a matter of fact. What you are really looking for is that support for that view. That would not be easy to find because information is really laid out to support different views. You might need to take a general search in that subject area and then select the information that supports your views. There is always room for general questions. I have heard such and such. It is true. Some told me. Is that the case? I half remember you reading that. Is that so? I believe that. Is that correct? It is said that the redheads have much higher pain threshold than other people, other than people with other colors of hair. Is that so? Where can I find information to check out this word? You see? So this is like that. Yeah, if you're listening to these things, it's like just helping you to get through ways in life and how you should be assertive towards these things. Kind of, in my sense, be like cheeky and conniving and shit. Because, he's. But anyway, this fellow's bull. As with all the questions, the more specific you can be, the more likely you are to find an answer. What is the general political situation in Turkmenistan? What are the most common disabilities affecting older men? In a specific question is framed in a general way, if a specific question is framed in a general way, then a lot more work will need to be done. If the particular questionnaire wants to know about a particular disability in older men, it would make sense to ask specifically about that disability rather than hope it would come from a general scan of disabilities. Okay, I'll probably stop it up here because we've gone through the triangle section goes for probably another 10 odd minutes. This is how he's basing it out. If you can kind of see, so he's got his headings, and then it goes on for a while. So as I said before, he breaks down the 6 mind frames of thinking, right? So you've got a square, the square, the triangle, the circle, the diamond, the heart, and the rectangle. So I'll keep going with this like in the next couple of streams if people want. If you wanted me to read it, please do put a comment. If there's any sort of things you guys want to hear, like you know what I mean, or talk about, leave a comment or whatnot. It'd be much appreciated. Thank you everyone for coming through, like and hitting the like. I really do appreciate it. I'm just gonna keep trying to bring content, bring building. You know what we're doing. We're all about each other here. So we got God Body, you building the channel. God Body Short News, man. Huey P, Sergio, Marbe, Chris Cyphers. You know, everybody else came through. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Plan Faces building the channel, but and the people out here don't recognize and might not be familiar with Taz and Nyla. B1 in the drop goat level, the Tasmanian tiger, he drops, aka Shannon Allen, he drops like some goat level logic, man, like this ridiculous off the chain type stuff. So I'll be glad to support them. I will be getting into more of them, so do check them out. It's Black First Network media type. I'm sure you'll see it out. Nyla says this channel, so much appreciation because they gave me a share and it helped my sort of viewing just for the first couple bits. So if you guys could do that, I would much appreciate it. Just like hit the share video for this stream and any upcoming stuff. So I'll probably just leave it at that, man. Much peace again and all to all. It didn't come up. I'm sure I'll catch you. Okay, Huey's live, so I'll be up over there, man. Coronavirus, the fear is in the air, so you're getting it in everybody's head. His head, he wanted to keep it out of everybody's head, but he's bringing it into your head. So we'll be doing on that. So as I said, uh, much peace, much reef, all the same. Hope to see you soon once again. And yeah, share and comment, hit the like, do all the good old things. Just be yourself, be happy, man, and help each other. Do something, nice for yourself today. Do something nice for the ones that respect and do nice for you. You know what I mean? So be about look inside yourself, follow your direction, follow the path, follow your intuition. So we out, G. You know how I do from it. So much peace from Australia all day. Thanks, Ma, for being in here, giving us that great scenery, beautiful flowers and green grass. All right, brothers. PR, much thanks for coming through. God Body, Quentin, Goddess Supreme, thank you. Misael, thank you. If I haven't missed anybody, B1 for life, Rom2Rom4, TF, if you're still listening, Rash, man, much love, much peace. We out, eh? Catch you soon. Do it always. Do what you want to do. Be yourself. Be free. Know what I mean?